All right, let's go to the Bundesliga first. I liked your pick. I was thinking about the money line here. It's a fade of our favorite top team in the Big Five. But it's the team that you're going to be fading them with is just god awful.
Yeah. I want to throw up with this pick. Like truly, I want to. Like when I was going through the card, I don't really like much on this slate, but this one I actually projected some value on it, and I was just like, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's throw up and let's hope we can win this one. Bochum plus half a goal, minus 110 at home against league leaders Union Berlin. Bochum's the worst team in the Bundesliga. Like they have terrible metrics, but those metrics are a little inflated. They lost 7-0 to Bayern. They allowed 4 expected goals to Freiburg. They lost 4-0 to RB Leipzig, and they also allowed over 4 expected goals in that. Their last 2 matches, though, they beat Frankfurt 3-0 at home. Then they lost to Stuttgart on the road 4-1. But that match was kind of interesting because XG was dead even. It was 2.1 to 2.1. Stuttgart had a penalty in there. Possession was even, shots were even, and Bochum actually had more touches in the penalty area and more box entries than Stuttgart. And I mean, Union Berlin, I don't even know what to say at this point. They have 9.4 expected goals in 10 matches. They've scored, I believe, 18. That 9.4 also is just 0.2 better than Bochum offensively. Union's created 5 big scoring chances. One of those was just one of the worst goalkeeping mistakes you'll ever see for Dortmund. That goalkeeper just fell down and allowed Union Berlin to tap it in. But Union Berlin also 15th in expected threat. And just from a projection standpoint, I have Union Berlin projected at plus 129. Implied odds on that is 43.6%. 538 has Union Berlin at 45%. So if you can stomach it, Bochum plus half a goal minus 110 does have some value.
Yeah,
this will also be a match that'll be very funny if like Bochum actually wins it, you'll see all the headlines of like, oh my gosh, like league leaders Union Berlin go down to the word. This is first place versus last place, and first place is only minus 110.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I like the Bochum money line. It's 3-1, which is crazy when you consider the places in the standings. I also wonder, like at one point, the Union Berlin thing, if they win this game, let's say we get to the World Cup, if they're still hanging around first or in first, when it starts to become like a mainstream thing, because you hear a little bit about talk about it on soccer podcasts. Granted, the ones that I listen to are basically slanted very, very heavily towards Premier League, and they'll check in on the other European leagues like during Champions League, whatever. So I wonder when that is going to kind of break into the psyche.
Well, here's Union's schedule before the World Cup. They got they have a couple of Europa League matches, but they have Gladbach on deck. That's at home. Then they go on the road to Leverkusen. Then they got Augsburg and Freiburg. So there's like 3 teams in there that are should be near the top of the table. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see if they can continue to, do what they're doing to those teams.
I like Leipzig minus 1.5. They're plus 1. That number is plus 138 at Bet365 against Augsburg. Augsburg, second worst expected goal allowed and expected goal differential in the Bundesliga, but they're sitting 12th, 2 places behind Leipzig, who have the second best expected points in the Bundesliga, but they're in 10th. So we're just looking at 2 teams going in different directions, and there's obviously some blowout potential when you're looking at a team as bad as Augsburg and one as good as Leipzig. It's a little daunting with the look ahead spot for Leipzig looking ahead to Champions League, but I'll take it. I'll lay the 1.5